I'm starting. Well, it's a beautiful day outside, as you can tell. I thought today's practice, what we did is we spent a lot of time meetings in the post-scrimmage day on Saturday and kind of addressed some issues we had offensively on Saturday. We had a lot of pre-snap situations. So what we've done is modified the snap count a little bit, seemed to help us, simplified it, and we didn't have near as many pre-snap issues today at practice, so I think the kids bought into that pretty good. So we had a good day today for the most part. We didn't go backwards on first down a lot, so that was fun out there today. The kids are playing hard. I can't say enough about their attitude. They've been working hard. Some of them are getting a lot of reps, which is a good thing, and it's been exciting to watch them grow and continue to develop. Like I say, you put a lot of time in watching video, and the kids are doing it, and they're doing everything we ask them to do, so it's exciting.
How did Allison and Cook do in the scrimmage?
Thought they did fine. They really, they made their mistakes. I mean, Allison hadn't been out there very much, and Bray's playing an unfamiliar position for him. But he got in there. What he is, he's a very rugged football player that we love his demeanor. You need mean, you need tough, you need nasty to play, and you got to be a grown man to play in this league. And if you're going to get things done over in a physical run game, you need some physical guards. And we just felt like Bray could go in there and help us a lot at that position. He did that. And Allison brings some athleticism to be able to support us on the edge in the pass protection game. And we thought it was a good move. We think the matchup looked good. The swapping around of some kids in the offensive line benefited us, and we look forward to seeing those guys grow together a little bit. We'll see how it goes on, but right now we're comfortable with those moves.
You were joking around a little bit about needing to get outside, but I mean, do you really feel like you want to get out in the stadium a little bit?
Certainly, I do. I mean, this is a personal thing. I think football, I like to go outside and play football. I think that you go out there and you throw the bomb. It's exciting, and you go over there in the indoor. It's a beautiful place. Thank goodness we have it. I mean, thank God we have that building. It's beautiful. But ideally, you'd love to get outside and play football. It's fun. Springtime, man. You're supposed to be out there fishing and playing football, right? That's what we do in the spring.
What do you see from your quarterbacks?
It's some inconsistency. It's obvious that we're running some different concepts they're not familiar with, so it's a continual process of getting them familiar with concepts in the passing game. Some of the things that we've done that they're familiar with in the past with the old regime's passing game, they seem pretty good with. But some of the new things that we brought in with us, they struggled with a little bit. The on-target percentage is a little down. Their brain's thinking a lot, so their motions are moving a little slow. It's the same old stuff. Just familiarity is what we're looking for. We just got to continue to do the same thing over and over and over again, deliberate practice, and that's what we're trying to get done. But I was comfortable with both of them, how they competed. All the kids went out and competed well. And at the end of the day, they all made their mistakes, and they all did some good things. So pretty much about what we thought you'd see on the first scrimmage.
Just as a scrimmage as a whole, what do you feel you got accomplished offensively? And
well, the biggest thing we're trying to do is get some form of identity on offense of being a physical team. Coaches wanting us to be physical, we're wanting to be physical, and that's what we're trying to get done. So we're getting in some heavy personnels and trying to hit people. And I thought that was the goal of going into the game, trying to continue to develop toughness within the run game, and we try to do that. And I walked away from there feeling like we've accomplished that goal. As it's a process. This is not unique to any university. No matter where you're at, if you've been running the ball well for 20 years or 1 year, in the spring you go through the whole process again. You try to develop the mindset of we are tough and we're going to hit you. And in this league, you have to be able to do that, and that's what we're trying to develop right now here.
With being more physical, where does that come from? How many different steps do you have to
well,
take?
It takes a lot. It takes the makeup of the individuals that are on the football field, and if their makeup isn't such naturally, you got to develop that. There's a lot of things that go into that, but the mindset of smashing them, getting 4 yards, and enjoying it is different than just smashing them. Some kids don't enjoy the physical nature of the game of football. There's been plenty of great players that haven't enjoyed that. But what we're trying to do is find those kids that do enjoy that and put them on the field and watch them enjoy it.
What's your take on the tight ends so far?
I like them a lot. One of the kids, the Laven kid's been real physical all camp, all spring ball. Volsky and Tate came back and played a little bit, so he's bouncing around from his shoulder thing. He's not getting all the reps that we'd like for him to get. Eventually he will through the health of his shoulder. But all those guys are playing very good football, so we're comfortable with where we're at there. I feel like when they all walk in the room, you look like you got a big set of Southeastern Conference tight ends. I think it's a good-looking room and a good group.
What kind of role does a tight end play in your offense?
Well, I think like any other offense, I believe, if you have a tight end, he has to have the physical ability to be a linebacker and when he's running a route. If he doesn't, he has no value. And if he has the physical ability to block a defensive end, then he's got value. So you have to be able to do one of those two things. If you can dominate a defensive end or beat a linebacker or a safety in a route, then you have value. And I feel like we've got kids that are developing that way to be able to have value in both those aspects.
What's your take on the receiving corps so far?
They're learning, once again, it's similar to the quarterbacks in the sense that they're learning new concepts. The timing's off. The depth of the routes are unique. The splits, just sloppiness, but their attitude's good. They're playing fast. They're playing hard. They're not always where we need them to be, when we need them to be there. So much the passing game's about timing, but I can't say enough about their attitude, and they're going out and working every day. I wish we'd catch the ball a little better. We didn't catch the ball extremely well on Saturday. There wasn't really contested balls. We had some drops, and we got to get through that. And once again, that's thinking. Their minds are thinking about routes and stuff, and just not playing football. I believe there's enough talent in that room. We like that room, and we're real comfortable where we're at there. I really do. I think it's just a process. As we continue to try to put more of the offense in, then you watch the tape and you realize maybe we ought to slow down and get better at something. So that's what we continue to do. I'll put a big installation plan together. We'll go through a practice and go, nah, let's hold on that. Let's hold on that. So we're just taking baby steps along the way, and the kids are adjusting to that type of installation, and it's been good because we spend more time talking about details, and winning in this conference is all about details of assignments.
Did y'all get to the red zone and goal line? Brett said Saturday that was for this week.
Right now, we're discussing that as this week goes on. I think Coach is probably going to postpone the red zone, maybe do some goal line later on the week. I don't know that he's made a final decision on that yet as a staff. That's what we discussed at one time, but he'll make that call tomorrow when we're in our staff meeting.
Demetrius Wilson, I guess he left the scrimmage early. Is he okay? Or
I think he's fine. I don't think there's any injury with Demetrius that I'm aware of. No, he's fine.
What's your thoughts on the running backs, in particular Patrick Arinze, a guy that we don't really know much about?
He's kind of an unknown quantity for us. He's a big kid. He's built like a fullback. We handed him the ball. He ran physical. Once again, it's that identity that you're trying to develop. He appears to have a little bit of that innately, which is that's always fun when you don't have to develop it. It's already there. We'll see. I think the jury's still out. We're way too early to be saying kids can and can't do things. Let's just continue the growth, and we'll make those decisions as we get into the fall. But I think Patrick's come in here and has done a nice job. He's done what we've asked him to do.
Coach Bielema has said more than once that wants guys to be really good at a couple things, not just average at a couple. What concepts or what areas have you seen where you guys are excelling at so far?
Well, I think what they said, the tone, the values of playing tough, I feel like we've continued to develop on that. If you asked me a scheme, I wouldn't be able to say that. I think that we've been trying to run the power play and the bob play. That might not mean much to anybody, but at the end of the day, we're getting a little better at those. But the mindset and the identity of trying to get our pads down and going forward, I feel like that's where the development's showing up today.
The first group that ran offensive line Saturday, were they running first group again today?
They were.
You and Sam worked together at Tennessee. With this transition and being a new program, how much does that help that you two guys are together again?
Not much. Sam's a buffoon, and I can't stand him. No, I'm joking. It helps a lot. Don't quote me on that. No, I love him. He understands me. I understand him, and it helps an immense amount when you go in and you know already. So I can spend time with the other coaches that haven't been through the system, and it's helping me a lot. He's a great friend, a great coach, and I'm tickled to death he's here with us.
Process is similar to everywhere else around the country as far as relearning each spring. Where was this team at physically when you came in and in relation to where you want them to be?
Well, I don't think at the beginning of any spring ball, no team is exactly where a coach wants them to be. We want to be the Chicago Bears. We want to go out and blast everybody. So what you do is you identify where you're at and you go to work on it. Where we're at, probably typical of where most teams start spring football at. You get through winter workouts. You identify the guys that run around and go around cones and touch lines, and you go, boy, he can play. And then you put the pads on, you find out if they really can or can't. It's a complete difference. The off-season work and what Coach Herbert does over there is just astounding what he's done with a few of the kids, and that'll continue to develop. But the pads go on, you find out who can and can't play. So to answer that question, I think I'm still too early to even make comments about it. I haven't been shocked by anything of the development of the Arkansas football program since walking in the door, and nor am I today, and I'm excited to be here and continue to watch the development of the kids, and their attitude's been great, and don't see any reason why I wouldn't be more excited after the next practice.
You mentioned a couple of offensive linemen earlier. What do you think about Mitch Smothers? He's a kid who redshirted last year.
We've liked Mitch since we walked in the door, and we had him snapping the football. We moved him over to guard a little bit. He hasn't played a lot of it since we made him snap a lot, but he seems to be doing good. He's got good body. He's got good makeup. He's got good stature. He's doing a lot of nice things for us. So He's learning the new position. He's learning new schemes, and so he plays slow at times, like most of them do. I think Swanson's seen so much that he's probably the only one in the offensive line that can play full speed all the time, because it's nothing we're doing is new, quite honestly, to him. He understands it. But everybody else on offense, I think, fall victim to that.
You talked about maybe needing to slow Swanson down a little bit.
He did that.
Yes,
We took care of that. We cut half his tongue off so he can't talk as much, so it works out good. No, Swanson's wonderful, and if he does everything for the kids don't develop any responsibility and accountability for their own actions. He was out making every call for everybody. Hell, he'd tell the flanker what to run on a route if we let him. So we've had to tone him down that way, but those are good problems. Having to put a governor on a player mentally, that seldom happens, and I'm happy to be able to do that.